What is up, everyone? Fun development. I don't know if you can hear this in the background, but some jackhammering just started outside of my apartment. So very cool. Very cool. So if you guys can hear that, I apologize. If you can't, it'll just annoy the shit out of me this morning. So we like that. A lot of people in the chat this morning. Shout out Manuel. We got Ruben here. Beamer, same musical effects Stone Cold Austin had me on my, in my teens. Yeah. A lot of people here this morning. We're excited. We're excited to see it. There's a lot going on. Wait, there was something else I wanted to share. Where's Anfex's comment? There it is. Still recovering from Dunbar's pack opening last night. Yikes. That'll get you off Top Shot. That's what that'll do. I had to tell you, I need to stop stacking the late game in DFS. That's what I need to stop doing. You had me out here sweating a Kings Hawks game at 12:30 Eastern, and now we're doing this again. So I got to stop doing that. We got to start playing the 7 p.m. Eastern games because it's just bad for my body. All right, I'm excited. Listen, we're evaluate.market looks good. Everything feels nice right now. We got shiny toys coming soon. I mean, this is why we got into this thing, right? Listen, you can't appreciate the good moments unless you live through the bad moments. And we will say those 3 days on Top Shot when everything was diving, now we're feeling good. We're feeling good again. Also, thanks to everybody who popped in last night to our show. If you didn't get a chance to see that, John Jackson came on to take a look at this incredible spreadsheet that I'm sure we'll take a look at again today. We also are going to be adding him to the Discord, and he's going to have his own channel. So if you want to pop in questions about stuff like that, about the spreadsheet, and if you haven't had a chance, you can follow him at John Boy Beats and get access to that spreadsheet because it's crazy. Wait, hold on. New York went legal. Is this true, Elvis? Do I need to look this up? But yeah, if you didn't get a chance, go take a look at last night. It was a lot of fun. You can watch Greg Dunbar open up the worst pack of all time. Daniel D we had a Daniel D sighting. He opened a pack and landed a Zion in there. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. But that's not why we're here. We're not here to recap. We're here to look full. Actually, by design, we are here to recap what happened last night. But yeah, let's get into the market a little bit. I'm going to take extra coffee sip breaks today because your boy needs it. Also, business up top. If you haven't liked the stream, go ahead and like the stream right now, okay? Like that stream. All right, let's look at evaluate.market because I think the fun thing to look at right now, let's take a look at the market movers. Let's take a look at the market movers. Let me blow this up a little bit. So you're seeing, to no one's surprise, right? We're seeing Halliburton have a 91% change. And this is his base set, Series 2. I believe this is out of 35,000. It must be, right? If we're seeing the average floor today is 87. So you're seeing, it's funny, you're seeing a lot of the cheaper moments have a lot of movement here, which makes sense, right? That makes a lot of sense. DeLon Wright, it's kind of funny. I don't know if anybody woke up to that DeLon Wright trade news today, but DeLon Wright went to the Kings for Corey Joseph and a couple second rounders. What the hell are the Kings doing? Seriously, what are they doing? Unless this is acquiring assets to make another trade, I just don't understand why are the Kings doing stuff like that? Like, one of their issues was having too many guards, and they're like, you know what we can do? Let's beef up our guards. So the DeLon Wright thing, that's interesting. But yeah, a lot of movement over here. some cool cats in there that make sense. But it'll be very fun to watch what happens today because I think we're going to, like we talked about last night, right? We're going to see a lot of movement probably today and tomorrow. And then I wonder if it tapers off a little bit. All right. I got a great question from Pat. I'm looking at the 12K Series 2 for sneaky first moment buys. Thoughts on the 3 rising stars that debuted at 12K? Brandon Clark, Kelden Johnson, Alexander Walker. And then Pat just throwing Roby in there because he's like, I got a Roby, so we get to talk Roby. Man, all of those dudes are good. And let's just like pull up some of their. I want to see what Clark looks like. Clark feels like the forgotten young guy. I don't know why nobody cares about him, but he's again, maybe it's because the Memphis Grizzlies, like they're in Memphis and nobody watches them. I don't know, but Brandon Clark finished, was it second in Rookie of the Year last year or third? It was third, right? Ja finished first. Clark, I can't remember. But anyways, Clark was one of the top 3 rookies of the year last year. He's on a young, fun team. And this does feel like for 37 to get its first moment badge out of 12,000 compared to some of those other ones, like with the bigger serial numbers. Like I love Brandon Clark. And really the same goes for all of these dudes, right? I guess we can pull them up all at the same time. That would have been more helpful. Kelden Johnson. Who's the other one I'm forgetting? Oh, Alexander Walker. Alexander Walker is a fun one to talk about too. Hope we get a cough coming. Yeah, Alexander Walker is a fun one to talk about as well. And Roby. Yeah, let's throw Roby in there. So I think both Alexander Walker and Kelden Johnson are interesting case studies because they're in situations that are about to improve for their own personal basketball, not necessarily team basketball, but it sounds like there's a real possibility Lonzo moves. And if Lonzo gets moved, Nickeil Alexander-Walker has been, anytime Lonzo's sit, he's typically moved into the starting rotation. And if they move off Lonzo, they're pretty much thrown in the towel this year, right? So I would imagine Stan Van Gundy kind of lets him loose because it's not like Eric Bledsoe's the answer, the other guard in that backcourt. So I do think it is a pretty good situation for Alexander Walker, who loves to get shots up and helps himself out. So I like Alexander Walker quite a bit, and I scooped his rising star because I'm going for the challenge, but scooped it at a low price, thinking not because I'm like long term hold, but now with the Lonzo news, I'm actually excited to have that moment. But what's his 12? Yeah, it's $49. It does feel like there's more meat on the bones. But I like the Alexander Walker. Actually, since Pat, you actually messaged me right about Kelden Johnson. It was at 70. It's gone down $2 since then. Kelden Johnson too, right? With Aldridge on the move, with DeRozan most likely not with the Spurs last year. And we've talked about this before, right? It feels like the Spurs are just going to go super young and super fast. And Kelden Johnson is someone who, like on Monday is going to put up 28 and 14. And then on Tuesday is just going to get a good workout in. Like he's going to play 30 minutes, but he's just going to get some exercise. He might not be putting up stats. But yeah, I really do like Kelden Johnson. I think he's so young and there seems to be like a lot left of like growth for him. And that whole team in general, I think is going to be a little bit more fun, especially if Pop continues to coach for a few more years to bring him up. Warren, did you just bring up LMA unprovoked? I know I chose violence this morning. And Isaiah Roby too. You almost can't ask me about the Thunder young dudes because I'm like, yeah, buy in. And now, right, they announced SGA is going to miss some considerable time, it looks like. So it seems like, not that Roby's position directly impacts SGA, right? That's probably more Theo Maledon and who's the other dude? Tyrone Johnson. And I feel like I'm blanking on somebody else. Svi, I guess Svi is going to get more run. But it seems like they'll have more usage to go around. So I like those. For those to be a 12K, considering what people are spending on similar players for 35K. Oh, deep threat coming in right now. Not 68 anymore. But yeah, I think that's like a sharp way to analyze some of this stuff. So I like that, looking at those 12Ks. That's pretty sharp. Basketball Empire. I shared this without reading it. I just saw Zion challenge, and I'm like, I'm in. Yeah, so much money will be freed up for that challenge. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. I mean, again, the thing that I liked about it so much is that they're just like young, fun players. I think that's exciting. But you are seeing, and we'll go over the challenges in a little bit, but you are seeing them. You're seeing, I mean, the whole market's going up, right? So of course the challenges are going to go up, but you are seeing the prices of those creep up. Even the Seeing Stars and the All-Star one, which I've been dunking on, those have been going up. All right, I want to, someone in the chat is talking about PJ Washington, so let's do the PJ watch. PJ had a decent game. Oh my gosh, that's not how you spell PJ. PJ had a decent game last night too. All right, now we're freezing up. Awesome. There we go. He had a decent game last night too. Wow, up to 365. Listen, you could have got him at 225 the other day. All those sweet badges coming. Whoo, baby. So I'm not going to talk too much about last night's action just because there wasn't too much to write home about. We have the trade deadline coming up and the badges. I think that kind of takes precedent with the market rebounding. But just a couple things about last night that stood out. The Celtics lost again. Cool. Way to go. The Nuggets got absolutely spanked by the Raptors, which I'm not taking away anything about that. A lot of weird stuff, like the Magic beat the Suns. A lot of stupid stuff. The Rockets got blown out again. But what I want to just make sure I understand his stat line before I start spewing. So the Hawks lost last night to the Kings, which is probably a pretty bad loss for them. But Bogdanovich is really in that role now where he's playing 30 minutes a game. And, he was crying a little bit about not starting. We're not looking up Andrew Bogut, although that's fun. It seems like his role is he's becoming the off the bench scorer. It's just too cheap. Just too cheap, Metallic Gold, Series 1, 740. Wow, his base set Series 1 is $92. Legit might buy that right now. But yeah, I do think so. Talking about the badges a little bit. Oh yeah, John Wall. Let's look at John Wall's 12K too. Sorry, and Gordon Hayward. I'll look at both of those. Remind me to go back to that point that I was just going to make, but we should stay on the 12K right now while we can. Gordon Hayward is only 60 and John Wall's is 85. So I think both of those are good gets for those being the first moments and good players. Gordon Hayward in general is about to become like a usage monster the rest of the way out. I forget what he did last night, but his first game without LaMelo had like a 30% usage or 33% usage. He's just going to fill in and do everything else. Like he's already been kind of filling in the gaps for that team, but now I think he's going to take on more of a scoring role. Although, as I say that, he had kind of a quiet. Oh, he only played 18 minutes last night. If I missed a Hayward injury in the chat, someone let me know. But I hope I didn't miss an injury. But yeah, I like him. I like him. So yeah, these are good gets. But Stephen Hayward said it. Just said I just looked him up. He only played like 15 or 18 minutes, something like that. So I'm just hoping he didn't get dinged up. But yeah, I like these 12K moments just in general. I think are a really good call. I think Capella's a 12K as well, and I like Clint Capella. Yeah. All right. So I want to talk about the rookies a little bit more, and we're seeing all of those 4K guys like skyrocket quite a bit, right? Because they're going to get all those badges. I do think that, it makes sense. But I think while all of the money is being funneled into there, I think my advice would be like, don't have tunnel vision just for these badges. I think the badges are very important, but I will still continue to look for other opportunities. And what I mean by that is like, I'm not saying go get the Bogdan, but just seeing that at $92, like there's still going to be a lot of moments that are going to get overlooked right now because we're all like, ooh, I need to get that Peyton Pritchard. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you do need. No, I'm not saying you don't need to do that, but I just think there's going to be a lot of emphasis on rookies that like I don't know how much they matter long term, right? And I feel like I'm banging the same drum on this all the time. Rookies are good. Rookies are a nice investment to have, but like if they suck, that's not helpful, right? That means you have a rookie moment of a bad player. So just like keep that in mind as we're seeing all of those prices skyrocket because of all those badges that are going to be going out. So anyways, I want to see Let's pull up some of these 4K guys. I wish there was a better way to filter the 4K guys. But let's pull up Isaiah Stewart first. Because I do like, wow, he's gone up to 415. This has gone up $200 in the last like 28 hours. Yeah, wow. I mean, I still love Isaiah Stewart. He's one of the rookies that I am actually pretty high on. That an under the radar rookie, but 415 is a lot. Let's pull up a few more. If you have some other rookies you want me to throw up there, I'll throw up Patrick Williams because I like him. We'll throw up Pritchard because it's a name I know. I don't want to pull up like the Halliburtons, Edwards. Like we know the values baked into those dudes. And I think there's still obviously still a lot of room for those guys to go up. Anybody else you want me to throw in there? Filtered by serial, drag it down to 4,000. All right, thank you, everybody. The only thing I thought that was going to include, but won't that include everything else that's not? You know what I'm saying? Isn't that going to include everything that's under 4,000, right? So now we're going to get like all the rare ones, but whatever. Jayden McDaniels is a good name. Cole Anthony, Killian Hayes. All right, yeah, let's look at some of these. So Devin Vassell, he actually hasn't gone up too much because I thought he was in the 200 range. Jayshawn Tate, man. Jayshawn Tate's the one that I actually am eyeing. I like that quite a bit. Patrick Williams up to 578. Emmanuel quickly. So shot up over $1,000, then shot back down, and now is at right up to $1,000. I like Emmanuel quickly. I feel like that. So when I'm seeing players that I like actually believe in, it feels like, okay, Emmanuel Quickly's, this kind of feels underpriced. Like I feel like this moment's going to go up. Just being first moment on the site, rookie, all those things, and he's on the Knicks, who apparently are going after Drummond, which seemed wild. But it seemed like if the Knicks do stuff, like he is going to be vaulted into like New York glory if the Knicks turn into anything. Everyone's so excited about him right now. So. And versus like someone who's playing in Sacramento or whatever, there's more like national discussion around Quickly than there probably will be on a Halliburton, even though Halliburton is much better, I think. Anyways, that's my thoughts on that. What other ones we got here? Also, I'm not looking at the chat right now while I'm scrolling, so if I'm missing obvious things, let me know. Jordan Nwora. I don't know much about Jordan Nwora except he's on. Use the base set. Okay, here we go. Everyone's telling me. Ooh, this is a good point. First moment, low ask ascending is going to be a popular search when Badge comes out. I wish I had more rookies, but I think the first moment Badges will be big too. I totally agree. Totally agree with that. All right, everybody's telling me I'm a dumb for not. Actually, we can do series 2 as well. And then base. All right, there we go. We figured it out, y'all. So Edwards up to almost 2K. Tyrese Maxey. We talked about Tyrese Maxey a little bit last night, right? I think when we talk about like the trade deadline, you know, a lot of the focus is on the person getting traded. So like Aaron Gordon, Kyle Lowry, Norman Powell, Lonzo Ball, which makes sense. Obviously, they're getting traded. Those are the names in the trade talk. But I do think the real value that we can find on the marketplace is going to be the guys impacted the most by the trade. So like we were talking about Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Kira Lewis Jr. When we think about the potential Lowry to Philly trade, all of a sudden this opens up the door for Tyrese Maxey because it looks like it would be Maxey and some picks. Some Maxey, Danny Green, and some picks. And now Tyrese Maxey, I wouldn't say he's buried in Philly, but Philly's a championship contending team. They're not trying to like get their rookies minutes right now. If Maxey goes to Toronto, if Lowry moves, I assume Powell's going to move as well. Now all of a sudden Maxey's playing like 25, 30 minutes a game. And he looks really good. Like when Philly does give him minutes, he looks exciting. So I think I'm more interested in players like that when the trades happen. Or like if Lonzo goes to Denver and all of a sudden Bull's in a new situation. He's someone who's got a ton of talent, but we're not really sure what it's going to look like in the NBA. Now all of a sudden he's playing like 20 or so minutes a game. It changes everything, right? So those are my thoughts on that. Let's keep looking at some of these. Yeah, let's look by ascending too. I want to see what are the cheapest ones out here. Yeah, again, I don't know much about Jordan Nwora. Jalen, I mean, I know he's just not playing. Jalen Smith, we got to clear our throat, and this is going to be gross. Hold on. Yeah, that was great. Jalen Smith for the Suns. We've talked about him before too. He's not going to play for a little bit but I like him. But that's like a real long-term hold. Chimo Kiki, I mean, if he, he's buried right now, but not buried, but like you need Aaron Gordon. You need people to move for him to get some more playing time. Xavier Tillman, I think, is interesting being on the Grizzlies. When Joval and Brandon Clark have missed time, he's filled in pretty nicely as a big. I think, and also, I don't think is Desmond Bane on the site yet? Desmond Bane's another one. Two like good rookies for the Grizz that I like. I mean, they're not like monster highlight guys, but I just think there's some value there. Jayden McDaniels too, who's now all of a sudden playing a lot more minutes with all the injuries to Minnesota. Precious too has kind of gotten forgotten about. Everyone was excited about him. He had like 3 or 4 great games in a row because the entire Heat team was out with COVID, but now that the Heat are back and healthy, he's not seeing as much time. Okongwu hasn't. He was hurt, so he's missed a lot. So I think there's still a lot of unknown with Okongwu. Okoro, and maybe I feel this way because of daily fantasy sports, but Okoro plays 35 minutes and averages around like 5 fantasy points a game. So Denny's probably been the most disappointing rookie out of all of them because it's not like he's not playing. It's not like he's buried behind 3 or 4 dudes, but Denny just like isn't getting or isn't doing anything with the run that he's been given, which is kind of a bummer. Yeah, Deep Threat. If you're buried on the Magic, that's not a good sign. All right, what else we got? Bane. Yeah, Bane would be fun to own. I do like Bane quite a bit. All right, cool. So now we're starting to get Killian Hayes under 400. That feels like an opportunity there. I mean, it's risky right now because he's not playing, and who knows? Like he looked pretty rough. But if you believe in Killian Hayes to get him under 400, because again, when he comes back, they're gonna let him play quickly over $1,000 since in the last like 5 minutes. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. So it'll be very, very interesting to see what all of this looks like as we continue to move forward. Last thing I want to check. I want to take a look at Kyle Lowry and Norman Powell because a lot of people have been saying those dudes have been spiking, and Lowry was already pretty expensive. Also, hey, 22 minutes in. Listen, we are at 53 likes with 140 watching. What are we talking? We got to be at 50%, right? We got to be at 50%. So just like if you just got here, do me a favor, hit the like, and then keep going. Then we'll keep going. All right, Lowry Series 1 is at 439. Powell's still at 220. Those are going to get some badges, right? First moment. We've talked about this before, but the belief in Series 1, like Norman Powell. Cheap. That's cheap. Yeah, I like that. All right, cool. We'll come back to the marketplace in a while. Spencer just got here. Have we checked the PJ Washington index yet? We will again. Yeah, good. Hey, it's almost like I'm paying Keaton as we are about to transition into challenge talk. All right, I forgot to mute and just cleared it. There we go. Before we move on, Jonas says, talk around Detroit is they might ease Killian into minutes, not so much like at the beginning of the season. Yeah, that's possible. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at the challenges. So, I mean, the entire market went up, right? So the challenges have gotten a little bit more expensive, but let's start with Seeing Stars over here. All right. Keaton, I'm the segue man. All right, Seeing Stars. They've all bumped up a little bit, but not too much. Ooh, my mic was about to fall off. Anybody see that? But it hasn't gone too crazy though, right? So we're seeing the Durant is around 1,800 and the LeBron up around 2,900. So for most of they're all stars, but for the non-superstars, you saw it go up like anywhere between like $5 and $20. And then for some of the actual superstars, you're seeing big hikes. So like Luka went up quite a bit. I think not LeBron. Luka went up quite a bit. What was the other one? AD went up a little bit. So it's getting a little bit more expensive now to do the Seeing Stars. So if you're someone that did it in the last like 4 or 5 days, hell yeah. And if you did it early on, you're feeling a little bit better now that you're seeing the prices go up. So how many days are left in this KD one? Let me check this really quick because now I'm interested to see. Ooh, the Mike No, I'm sorry. The All-Star Game Challenge has 3 days left. Metallic Gold has 4. Rising Stars has 5. All right, so 4 days left for the Durant. 4 days left for the Durant. All right, that's good to know. All right, here we go. Let's keep going down. Rising Stars. So we're seeing a pretty big uptick in Rising Stars. The Anthony Edwards Challenge has gone up. Yeah, who is Kawhi? Awesome. I love this. Yeah, I spelled it wrong, Andrew. I'm sorry. But good call out. Which I wonder is Kawhi. Kawhi's probably on here again, so I spelled it wrong multiple times, I'm sure. So this one's gone up a little bit. LaMelo's jumped up from 3K to 3,800. Campazzo had a big jump today for like $150. The Wiseman went up like $300. The Halliburton went up like $500. The Ja Morant still sticks out to me though. How is Ja Morant under $1,000? Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. But yeah, overall, right? So this is, again, when we first started looking at the Edwards Challenge, it was over 11K. It dipped down to 7K. Now it's back up to almost 9K. The Zion has actually stayed pretty firm. I think it actually started at like 7K, but it has been around like the 5.5K range for the last few days. So that's where we're at with that. I suspect that once the Zion Challenge is active, we see that go up a little bit, right? Although I don't know, I feel like this came up in the chat yesterday or the day before. Are users just getting sharper when it comes to challenges? So maybe we don't see the spikes and dips that we once did. I think Pat mentioned, right, that he scooped up the James Harden MGLE for that challenge, and then it kind of did nothing. So I'd be curious what that's doing now. I'm seeing some Ja slander in the chat. I disagree. I mean, Ja's been awesome. He got hurt and missed a lot of time, and then has like been playing his way back in. But yeah, disagree with that. He's not been great or has not gotten better. I do think he has. I mean, his jump shot is a problem. We need to figure out the jumper. But once we figure that out, I believe long-term hold on him. All right. Mike Conley. This one has gone up. The biggest mover was Towns. Towns went up like $7 or $8. But again, 348 for Mike Conley. There's a lot of people completing that. So I think if you've already completed it, cool. I don't know if I'm still going after it, I guess is my point. I don't know if I'd rather just like pull together that 348 and buy something else. Yeah. Pat confirming the Harden crashed hard. Yeah. So I wonder if people are getting sharper with challenges. But yeah, 348. All right, we look at the All-Star. The All-Star bounced back a little bit, but honestly, not as much as the rest of them. I will say the Curry was right around $1,000 last night, so that's gone up $350 overnight. LeBron went up a couple hundred, but not too much. Zion went up a few hundred. So it's now both of the challenges. The Giannis is 5,500, the Dame's 5,700. But that's where those are at. I'm not like super interested in the All-Star Challenge, so I don't put a lot of time and thought into what this means, but I think the Curry moment is cool, and always owning a LeBron is cool. That's kind of my takeaway. Very good insight. All right, Cool Cats 3. These all jumped a little bit because they were all sitting around 90, except for the blatant disrespect for Goran and Sabonis, who were down in the 70s yesterday. And now we're seeing Dragic is up to 90, so that's the floor for the Cool Cats. Porzingis right around 100, and then Barrett and SGA both at 119, and Sabonis just under 100. It's been cool seeing the base moments not go, as Dunbar said, Bartonize. You don't want to see them go full Barton, where like an $18 moment is now worth $250 or whatever the hell it was. But it did go up like $150 total to how to complete this, because I think when we started it was just under 500, or maybe it was 500. So, but now we're up over 600 to complete the Cool Cat. So, very interested to see how that moves over the next few days, and if it continues to spike or if it kind of settles around there. Again, my like initial thought was that we all learned a lesson with Cool Cats too, and like maybe pump the brakes. Not to say don't do the Cool Cats, but maybe we're not spending like a couple grand to complete this. So that'll be interesting to take a look at what Cool Cats continue to do. Full disclosure, I think I have all the base moments, and I think I have a Sabonis and RJ ready to go. I can't remember. And yeah, in SGA too, like this will be interesting, right? Typically when a player gets hurt, the prices go down. Will SGA go down because of the injury or because it's in a challenge? People are like, yeah, I don't care. Excuse me. Yeah, Sean, I don't know how Maladon's worth more than MPJ just in general. I guess maybe is Maladon in his rookie season? Maybe that's why. I don't know. I love Michael Porter Jr. I feel like he's disrespected on the site. That's where I'm at. Jonah says, think that rumors about a challenge requirement for packs make these cool cats worth holding a bit longer. Oh, I hadn't seen that rumor. So you're saying you need to have completed a challenge or just own challenge moments in order to be eligible for a pack? Seeing in the chat too, the Maladon moment is his first moment, so that explains it a little bit more. But I do think overall, he's a little bit more like Michael Porter Jr. is silly. I'm actually going to pull up MPJ right now, and I'll share that with you guys once I get that up. And again, I mean, I'm super high on the Nuggets, so just keep that in mind as bad advice, more fan advice. I've adopted the Nuggets as my team as the Celtics continue to take dumps on the floor. All right, here we go. Series 2, 15K is only $27. But his first moment on the site is this bad boy right here, the Series 1 out of 1,500, and it's now at $1,200, so it has gone up a little bit. But it just seems, I just love Michael Porter Jr. and I think he's got a high ceiling. I like him a lot. But that's not his rookie year, I don't think, right? So that doesn't get a... Oh, no, it is. This is his rookie moment, too. This is getting all the badges. Let's go. We got to go buy Michael Porter Jr. If you love... Yeah. Wow. Got to get on that right now. Oh, okay. This is from Office Hour Notes. That's good. I need to go back and see that. Thank you, Andrew. They're considering requiring a challenge completed. Wow. I like that. Yeah, it's 1 out of 3282. Where's that at? Oh, here we go. 3288. Yeah, this is a nice dunk. Bang. Oh my gosh. DeAndre Jordan, get out of the league. Oh, wait, no, it's the Clippers. I'm sorry. It's Montrezl Harrell. My bad. I thought they were playing the Nets. And I was like, damn, DeAndre looks young. Yeah, pump MPJ. They announced last night the badges will be here before the 30th, I think, or 31st. So in the next week. All right, man. So the rumblings are that you need to complete a challenge to be able to buy a legendary pack. Wow. I'm ready for a legendary drop. I'm ready. Yeah, this is I love the idea of the ads being like so much that it has a negative effect, right? Like we're seeing this again. It reminds me of what was that? The ad for NBA.com about the ticket exchange on NBA.com. And it's like, I forget the name. We're going to say the Thorntons because I can't think of a name. It's like, the Thorntons got tickets to the game? How'd they get tickets to the game? Remember that commercial? You would see it like 17 times during every national televised game. Or if you had League Pass, it was like every commercial. I do, right? Imagine if there's so many commercials it has a negative effect. I think it will be I think the marketing push will be nice because I do think we are going to get a ton of new users, right? The Andersons, that's right. The Andersons got tickets to the game. How'd they get tickets to the game? But I think what will be nice about that is just the not just the onslaught of advertising, but the new users are a good thing. It presents challenges, of course. It'll probably drive up prices for things that shouldn't be driven. That was one of the cool conversations from last night with John is he was like, he wants to feel better, or he will feel better about Top Shot when his spreadsheets start making more sense. And so like, I think every time we see an influx of users or any sort or run like that, we see like weird price jumps on things that don't make sense. So I think that will be frustrating to navigate as all those new people come in, but ultimately, right, that's going to be awesome. And listen, Top Shot, NBA, if you need someone to do a commercial, I'll send you my reel. Buddy Hyde check. You're right. I can't believe we haven't checked Buddy yet. What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, you're up $18, Beamer, assuming you got him at 100. I still can't figure out that Kings move. Someone explain that to me. Why did they go get DeLon Wright? Like, unless this was setting up for a bigger move, I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't get it at all. But I do. I mean, 118 for Series 1. Let's just look at Series 1. Let's just have a fun time looking at Series 1 right now. Also, this is just a reminder. I know we do this show Monday through Friday. Well, breaking news. We're not doing this tomorrow. Just a reminder, we aren't doing it tomorrow. And we won't be doing it Monday either, because I am going to be away. So just keep that in mind. So don't be pissed at me tomorrow. I don't want a lot of ats in the mentions being like, where's my morning marketplace? But I'll be back Tuesday. And Greg and Dustin, I believe, will be streaming this weekend as well. So actually, we'll just look at this. But yeah, so just, show note updates or whatever. Here we go. So these are the moments being posted now too, which is kind of interesting. So Lowry at 439 is Series 1, but I don't think this was his first moment, right? I just think you're going to find a lot of steals here in Series 1 while everyone's freaking out about the Series 2 rookies because all of them badges. But Norman Powell still at 220. I like that. A lot of stuff just like underpriced in the Series 1. Matisse Thybulle is kind of an interesting case. Is this his only moment? Let's look at this real quick. He's someone else who's being talked about in the trade rumors. So if it's not Maxey, it might be Thybulle. This is his only moment or his first moment on the site. We're seeing all these rookies in Series 2 out of 4K go for around this price, right? And now to see this out of 1530 for 400 and is getting a lot of badges too. It's just something, I don't know. I like that. I like that. Wait, do I have another filter on this? No, just those two. Okay. But yeah, I think this was kind of the point around PJ Washington and RJ Barrett. I'm blanking on other rookies too. There are other rookies from Series 1 that just kind of aren't getting talked about. So I like that. All right, here we go. How much do you think Powell will go if he gets traded? Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. This is going to be kind of fun where it's like my first trade deadline with Top Shot to see like where it happens. I think it's going to be twofold, right? If Norman Powell gets traded, he's going to get traded to a contender, we think. But if he's not going to be one of the best players on that team, whatever team he gets traded to, right? Like if he went to a Nets, he's kind of an off the bench scorer. If he went to any of those teams, he's probably a sixth man again, right? Where Norman Powell on the Raptors is going to average 20 to 25 a game. So like, what is the greater impact? Is it playing, decent minutes on a playoff team, or is it just putting up wild stats? So I'll be very curious to see what that looks like. Because I do think the initial thought is that, he got traded. Like this is what people are talking about with Aaron Gordon. And Aaron Gordon might not be the best example because he does have this like allure about him that he's going to get unlocked if he gets traded. But someone like a Norman Powell or Evan Fournier is another one who might average like 18 to 22 a game on the Magic, but that's not what he's going to do on whatever team he goes to. I would imagine he kind of fills into like a poor man's Lou Williams or something, right? Where he's an off the bench scorer. So yeah. I'm very interested to see what that's going to look like come trade deadline. All right, let's go back to Series 1 a little bit. Keep those questions coming though. Also shout out Joe Boyles in the chat. Yeah, I'm very interested to see what Norman Powell is going to be a fun little case study. Jonas too, Valanciunas, man, he's having a great season. He's going to be one of the most underpriced people on the site. But I'm not even saying go get him because even if he continues to put up these numbers, I don't think anyone's going to pay attention. So because one, he's a big dude, and we hate big dudes. And two, he's in Memphis, so they're not going to be on TV until the playoffs. What else we got in here? I do think Series 1 is the move, though, because as this continues to grow, like this is what's going to stand out as the first. And like Julius Randle, this is his first moment with the Knicks, I believe. We got back to the Tybal one. Lonnie Walker is fun. Lonnie Walker falls into that Spurs category of like, let's see what happens next year when all the oldies are gone. But yeah, I think there's still a lot of good buys out there in the Series 1 range. Oh, boy. I've had a couple people. Where's Goran Dunbar? LOL. We love it. Mo Bamba, huh? I'm seeing some Mo Bamba stuff in the chat. Man, we'll look up Mo Bamba. Also, more thoughts on Fournier. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it could go, these trades could go either way. Again, what great insight here at the morning marketplace. The trades could go either way. It could be good for a team. It could be bad for a team. Like, it's really hard to tell. No, you're right. Fournier could get a lot of open shots. I don't know. I just don't see Fournier being I don't know. Maybe it's just Magic hate. Magic and hairline hate of Evan Fournier. All right, let's look at Mo Bamba real quick. Dude, you want to talk about being buried on the Magic? Mo Bamba is buried. If there was any time anyone, we either need the Magic to go full tank and trade all their big men, or Mo Bamba needs to get traded and just like dumped off to someone, because right now he just looks bad. He might just be a bad basketball player. So if you're throwing a dart, if you're just like, hey, maybe Mo Bamba gets traded and then all of a sudden he's nasty. Cool. But yeah, I'm not there. I'm not there with Mo Bamba. It's a good dart throw, though. Like, if you just are like, you're like, oh, this could 3000x someday. Sure, I understand that, because right now he's got no value whatsoever. Oh, man, my Top Shot froze again. He's got no value whatsoever. So I get it. Yeah, Mo Bamba, rumored to go to, I mean, dude, everybody's rumored to go to LA right now. And if Andre Drummond, it seems like it's a done deal that he's going to LA or Brooklyn. If Drummond goes to LA, I mean, so Mo Bamba is going to go to another team to be buried, Yeah, Bamba was good in college. I liked Mo Bamba. It's kind of weird that he's sucking as bad as he is. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand at all. All right, you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to throw the Discord link in the chat in case people want to jump in there. I know I was supposed to put that in the show notes. I'll do that afterwards, but if you were into the Discord, do that. If you haven't liked and subscribed and hit notification bell, do all that stuff right now. All right, we need to stay above the 50%. 50% of the likes with the stream watching, Yeah, that's what I mean. They don't need Bamba. We need Mo Bamba to go to like, oh, man, what's a good example? Mo Bamba could come to the Celtics. We love to underdeveloped big men, so he could come here, come to Boston. But yeah, I don't know. Do we think Boston actually does anything at the trade deadline? Probably not. Actually, while Christian Wood is up here, let's look at him a little bit. Christian Wood's in an interesting spot. He had a bad game last night and pissed me off because we rostered him in DFS, but his Series 1 was bumping and has kind of come back down. It's on the Pistons. It's 339. Like, that seems like a nice buy. Also for the 30, no, that's 15K, right? For the $24 one. I kind of like that as like a low buy there. The Rockets aren't going to do anything meaningful probably for the next 3 or 4 years, but Christian Wood is like a problem. He's really good down low, and he's extending his jumper a little bit. He's been taking threes. I think he's someone that could turn into like the ultimate stat stuffer on a bad team. Like, they might win 19 games, but he's going to average like 28 and 12. So I kind of like looking at Christian Wood a little bit. Oh, I want to look at LeVert here too, because I was seeing some chat about LeVert. I feel like I was going to look something else up too that I forgot. Where's Karras? Wow, Karras up to 500 over here. Yeah, I like Karras quite a bit. So his first moment is 355. Wow. So here's another example Oh, I'm sorry. No, that was Metallic Gold over here. Metallic Gold Series 2. I was thinking that was Series 1. Man, I love Karis LeVert. I hope the Pacers figure it out. I think the Pacers could be a fun team, but I was gonna look up Fred VanVleet, and that's when it froze. So we'll do this for Peter this morning to see where Fred's at. But yeah, that's when we talk about the trade deadline and what that does to players. Although VanVleet's role, I mean, I don't know how much his usage goes up with those dudes out. I mean, I guess it does tick up quite a bit, but VanVleet is, you know what's fun about the Raptors right now is if they do move off of Lowry and Powell, right, and say they get some young dudes and some picks, they're still going to have, like, going into next season, whatever draft pick they've got, which is going to be a good one because they suck right now. But they're also going to have VanVleet. They're still going to have Siakam. They're still going to have OG Anunoby, whatever young pieces they pick up, whatever picks they have. They still have Chris Boucher. So the Raptors, this would be like, Jesus. He's like, I'm almost positive Pete wasn't watching either and just heard Fred VanVleet and got in here. But it would be like, what a fun turnaround for the Raptors, where, like, usually when teams go into the tank, they're like, we got to tank for the next 5 years until we figure this out. The Raptors could be bad for 6 months and then come back as like a contender in the East with all of the young picks and young players. So the Raptors are going to be a fun one to watch moving forward. But anyways, VanVleet, what's his series 1 at? His base 620. 620, but it's out of 1,000. That's a low number. Out of 1,000 is fun. Yeah, I mean, his usage will go up a little bit. Fred's usage will go up, but they won't be on TV for a while. OG and Siakam season, it's got to be. This is good. Yeah, I just name favorite players as we move along. All right, let's go. We'll rock for like 10 more minutes. This is going to be a shorter one today because my throat is screaming at me right now because we stayed up too late sweating out the Hawks Kings. Let's look at the most disrespected NBA player. And I know Pat had brought this up at one point. There's a handful of young stars, right, that won't be in a run it back series. We don't, right, because they're probably not doing a run it back for like 2016, 2017, whatever. But all of those guys in that era, like Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Darren Fox, Trae Young, like, we're not going to see a rookie moment from them, right? So it kind of seems like their first moments on the site are going to be a little underpriced. So Darren Fox, like, and again, like, talking a little bit about cheap entry points into good players, like getting a Darren Fox at $11 or 22 for his series 2 out of 15K. But even looking at his series 1, like, his first moment is sub 700. Darren Fox is like averaging 30 points the second half of the season. Like, he's just lighting people up. He's shooting better from 3 a little bit. Darren Fox looks awesome. So I really think the problem again we run into is the Kings are stupid. So we're never going to see them play. And again, I don't understand that DeLon Wright trade that happened last night. It made no sense to me. Again, unless they're making another move, I don't get it. But the Darren Fox, like, he's someone that I think could, like, really turn into a superstar. Again, we talk about, like, big stats, bad team. I like Darren Fox quite a bit. He seems like those types of players, though, like Jason Tatum's first moment. Let's look up Tatum. And he's probably priced a little bit more appropriately, being in a bigger market team, and he's on TV quite a bit, and everyone, like, we know Tatum's nasty. All right, so that's his first moment is 1,500. So that's still, like, pretty expensive, but I think it's not expensive enough when you compare it to some of the other, when you think about, like, these rookie moments going for so much. Let's pull up Trae too, because I wonder if Trae's rebounding a little bit, as he's someone who's being disrespected this year. Trae Young's assist numbers are pretty wild right now, which I think those get overlooked. Whoa, his first moment is, yeah, wow. His first moment on the site, right? Yeah, because it's lined up with the metallic gold. We see it a bunch of times. Now, I wonder if he suffers from just having so many moments, but sub 900 for a series 1 base under 3K seems like there's room. Seems like there's room right there. Yeah, I think so, right? If Fox was a rookie 4K, he'd be going for, like, yeah, he'd be going for so much right now. He'd be going for so much. Yeah, Jaylen Brown's another good call on that as another player that falls into this range. But yeah, if Fox was a rookie, the Trae Young, like all of the, I mean, again, this goes back to the whole 4K rookie thing to begin with, right? Like we don't know what these players are going to look like outside of Edwards, Wiseman, Halliburton, Quickly, LaMelo, right? Those 5 I feel super good about. And then I really like Isaiah Stewart. But after that, it's a lot of guesswork. And to spend that kind of money on someone that you're like, well, fingers crossed, versus like you could get Trae Young for $835, his first moment on the site, and he doesn't have a rookie moment. Like that seems like an inefficiency on the site or in the marketplace. I shouldn't blame Top Shot for that. I'm blaming the community. Jaylen Brown, what's his first moment? All right, it's this bad boy. So this is under 800. This dude was an all-star this year. Dude was an all-star. He's under 800. Oh, we get live updates here. Shams reporting that the Lakers, Sixers, and Heat are seriously engaged in talks regarding Lowry. Wait, what are the Lakers giving up for Kyle Lowry? Ways with THT? Because I don't want any picks from the Lakers, right? I don't want any first-round picks from the Lakers. I don't want Kentavious Caldwell-Pope either. Ugh. I wonder if the Lakers are getting involved just to try to drive up the price. Yikes. I want Maxey, man. If I'm the Raptors, I'm sending him to Philly. I'd rather have Maxey than Hero, which is probably a bad take. That's probably a really bad take. Tyler Hero's making me nervous this year, the little sophomore slump. But he's shooting like 8% from 3. That's not true. It's not 8%, but it's bad. Oh, you know what? This username is right. That's bad. It's bad to be a Timberwolves fan right now. Yeah, Bam's another good one too. Let's look up Bam. I think Bam is someone that's underpriced here. Especially once the Heat make the playoffs, man, because they're not one of those top 3 teams with all of the superstar power. If the Heat give the Bucks or whoever trouble again, it's going to be because Bam and Butler went off, and both of those dudes are underpriced on this site. But what's his base moment here? It's this one. All right, yeah, sub 600 for a young star. I like it. As a Celtics fan, is Jaylen? Yeah, dude, you can't. If the Celtics move Jaylen Brown, Tatum, I'm going to throw Marcus Smart in there too. Don't move Marcus Smart. Move all of our bad picks from the last couple of years. That's what we got to do. That's what we have to do. Maxey or Bol. Ugh. Man, I don't know. Maxey? I think I'd go Maxey. Ooh, THT. Don't move THT either. Let's see. Actually, we should do. We'll do a THT check, and then we'll probably get out of here because I always forget his name. I always say Halen Tucker. 175. God, we were talking about so many deals in the 12K range. That's not one of them right now. And I love Halen Tucker, but like that is Horton Tucker. Jesus, I did it again. That's not enough. All right, dudes, this was a lot of fun. Thank you so much for hanging in. Just a reminder, we are not doing this tomorrow and we are not doing it on Monday, but we'll be back Tuesday, 9 a.m. Eastern. I'm assuming Greg and Dustin will be here this weekend. If you guys don't follow us at Top Shot Takes. You can follow you guys. We're going to have a blast. We're going to have a blast with these badges, with the trade deadline. If anything weird happens in the deadline, maybe we'll come back. We'll come back and do something fun. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful weekend. Yeah, wonderful weekend. We out.